afternoon, Mustangs. Welcome back to the 5th edition of the Millard North Blue View. I'm Lila, and this is Maddie.
In today's episode, we will cover the new mask mandate, the dedication of Millard North swimmers, the unified basketball game, and the prom dress sales from DECA.
If you've been in school recently, then you've noticed the new mask mandate. Blue View reporters Arnav Pokral and Gabe Miller set out to learn more about the mandate.
On January 11th, Douglas County Health Director Dr. Lindsay Hughes signed an emergency mask mandate to go into effect the next morning. Since that day, Millard North has operated under an indoor mask mandate.
I think the students are doing really very well. They didn't get a lot of time, a lot of notice, nobody did, but I think they understand what's going on. They understand the surge.
Obviously, it's not fun to wear a mask, but I see that it is pretty necessary for the public safety, so I don't mind it too much.
I think it is good for the school because it is keeping more students in class for longer periods of time versus having them be out of class because of COVID.
Even when the mask mandate was not in place, the Millard North administration and custodial staff were making sure that students were staying safe.
Okay, well, we still encourage masks for students that want to wear them. We have our custodial staff clean high-touch areas, so that's good too. We also have rooms or areas sprayed nightly to clean and reach kind of hard to reach areas, the weight room, some locker rooms, stuff like that.
The mandate will remain in place until case counts for the city of Omaha are dropping. This means that Millard North students will have to comply with the mandate for as long as it is upheld.
I have a feeling that it's going to go for probably a couple months. I think maybe April, March, May, around there.
I'm hoping it's over at the end of the 4 weeks, but I could see it going on till the end of the school year.
For the Millard North Blue View, this has been Arnav Pokral and Gabe Miller.
At 5 in the morning, a row of cars will park outside the swimming doors and swimmers will rush inside for practice. Blue View reporters Jaden Paul and myself woke up just as early to see the practice for ourselves.
It's a freezing cold Tuesday morning and the school parking lot is empty, except in the back, where the Millard North swim team is arriving for another early practice.
Practice was at 5:15, so I get to practice around like 5, and then Andy unlocks the door and we come in. And then I'll go in the locker room, I'll take my clothes off and put my suit on. I come out and then I'll go to the closet where we store our equipment bags, and I'll get that and I'll fill up my water bottle, get all that ready, and then put our cap and goggles on. And then Andy writes the warm-up on the board, and then he gives us papers that say the rest of the practice. So then after that we just get going, we do warm-up, and then we start in on the sets.
Well, we start with our warm-up, which usually takes 15 to 20 minutes, and then we usually take it up a notch, do some pacing, and then after that we either back it down for a little bit, go off the blocks, or we do some yard work, and then we cool down.
The swim team is led by their coach Andy Cunningham, who's always stressing the importance of discipline and dedication to his swimmers.
The kids have to understand that there is a time management component to everything that we do, and they have to have the discipline to be able to get everything done that they need to.
The demand and rigor of any sport can be difficult to keep up with, and the swim team is no exception as they prepare for state.
Your skin's always dry, your hair's always wet, especially in the winter it gets tough. So I'd say that's probably the hardest part, and just sore muscles.
But the challenges are always faced together, as the athletes have a bond like no other.
I've known most of these guys for a couple of years. We've woken up at 5 in the morning with each other 3 months out of the year.
We're a very tight, close group. I don't know for the rest of the sports in the school, but I feel the swim team, everybody knows swim team is together, boys and girls team. We all eat lunch in here, we all gather here in the mornings, so I think we're just a very, very close group of kids.
This has been Jaden Paul and Maddie McGee with the Blue View.
On January 21st, the Millard North Unified Basketball team took on Millard South in between the girls and boys varsity games. Blue View reporters Sean Saxby and Grace Vidlack went on the court to see how the game played out.
These are all sounds that you would hear at a typical basketball game against our rivals Millard South. The one difference is that there are more than the boys and girls playing tonight. Say hello to the Millard North Unified Basketball team. If you're wondering what unified basketball is, we talked to Nicole Schwalbach, an ACP teacher, to learn how the team works.
Basketball is an inclusive basketball team, so it includes students with intellectual disabilities and students without intellectual disabilities. So our athletes are the students with intellectual disabilities, and then the partners are students without intellectual disabilities.
With unified basketball growing each year, we asked some of the coaches and players about its importance.
What it does really helps with confidence. I'd love to see the kids, when they score a basket, or just by simply being on a team. I think it's awesome. It just does a lot of great things for them.
It's important because it really creates a culture of acceptance and inclusion among students at Millard North. The students without disabilities are exposed to people with differences, and the students with disabilities get an opportunity to be included, and everybody comes together on a team and has fun and forms friendships.
We talked to partner Stephen Bull about what he likes about the game.
I like that everyone gets to spend time together and share their interest. I think it's good for inclusion, and they get to experience the playing basketball as well.
The program is always looking for new partners and players, so if you're looking to get into a sport, see Miss Schwalbach in room 1114. Signing off, this has been Sean Saxby and Grace Vidlac. Have a great day, Mustangs.
Prom season is approaching quickly, and students are already beginning to look for their prom clothes. However, prom dresses can be quite expensive. So Blue View reporters Jack McFadden and myself set out to learn more about DECA's prom dress donations.
Prom is an iconic high school event, and for some schools, the biggest night of the year. Hundreds of students dress up their best, and for many use it as an opportunity to buy a brand new dress or suit. However, some of these clothes can get expensive, and there aren't many places to buy a dress without breaking the bank. Fortunately, Millard North's DECA team has been accepting donated dresses to sell for a cheap price. Follow us as we take a closer look at the Perfect Fit event.
So our prom dress resale we're calling the Perfect Fit event, and it is actually a project for one of our advanced marketing students. Her name is Lexi, and basically we just want to make sure that we can have accessibility for prom dresses so that everyone is able to get a prom dress.
I noticed last year when I was getting my dresses that it was really hard to find a dress, and also dresses are really expensive. So by having this event, we're kind of getting a lot of dresses in one spot because not everyone's going to use their prom dress again, and we're planning on selling them for like a severely discounted cost, like $30 to $50, as opposed to your typical like $200 to $800. So we've been working on it since June, and then we really got the ground running once advanced marketing started in August, and then we started to be able to put out promotions in November, December.
So far, Lexi's event has been successful in getting donations, but hasn't stopped finding ways to get the word out and encourage people to donate.
I would call it successful so far. We've gotten a lot of reach from people, and we started to get a lot more dresses, especially in the last week and a half, as people have started to share it more and more people are learning about it. So I think within the next few weeks that we'll kind of see more of a boom with getting dresses in.
Yeah, I'd say it's been fairly successful. I mean, we're definitely looking to get a lot more prom dresses, but so far it's looking pretty good.
It was hard at first to get dresses, but then we've had multiple events and we've been promoting on our socials. So we had a recent event with the competition against Millard South DECA, and that brought in a lot of dresses. And we're hoping to reach 100 dresses for our resale event.
So I think this competitive environment, and also by including another school, we're going to get a lot more reach, just because it'll reach different communities, which will help it kind of spread.
The Perfect Fit event is hoping to make this a tradition, finding its value in helping others find their perfect dress.
The proceeds will go to Millard North DECA, and we hope that the proceeds will help us to keep on doing this project in years further. So we want to do a homecoming event this September, and as well as a prom dress resale event next year, and hopefully in the future as well.
I think it's really helpful that we're doing this, just because it helps people who can't get a dress super easily just to come to Millard North or wherever we end up selling them.
This has been Lila Bribieska and Jack McFadden for the Blue View.
Thanks for watching, Mustangs. Hope you have a great week.